You know, it's hard to believe we're here again, isn't it? Another day, another town hall, and yet this one feels different. It's like the air is charged with electricity, a palpable tension that comes from the knowledge of what just happened. Flint, Michigan, of all places, the backdrop for a man who has become a lightning rod for both adoration and animosity. Former President Trump is set to take the stage tonight, just days after surviving an assassination attempt. It's almost surreal. Picture it. He's out on the golf course, a place where many would think he'd find sanctuary, and instead it turns into a scene straight out of a thriller. A gunman, filled with rage and confusion, attempts to take his life, and now, just 2 days later, he's back at it, ready to engage with the people of Flint. You have to wonder what's going through his mind. Is he feeling invincible? Or is there a flicker of fear? After all, not many can say they've brushed with death and then hopped on a plane to rally the troops. And let's talk about Flint. The city has seen its share of struggles, from the water crisis that drew national attention to the heart of America's auto industry. It's a place that embodies resilience, but it's also a place that's been neglected, a city that feels the weight of economic hardship. Trump knows this. He's been here before. He knows that the auto industry is a lifeline for many in this community, and he's likely to hammer home the message of revitalization and economic growth. But how do you sell that when you've just survived an attempt on your life? Tonight's town hall is not just a campaign event, it's a statement. It's a declaration that he won't be silenced, that he won't back down, and that he's ready to fight for what he believes in. And with Sarah Huckabee Sanders moderating, you can bet it's going to be a show. Sanders is no stranger to the spotlight, and she's likely to play her role to perfection, guiding the conversation, steering it toward the issues that matter most to Trump's base. But let's not forget the stakes here. With less than 50 days until the election, every moment counts. Michigan is a battleground state, a swing state, that could tip the scales for either candidate. Right now, polls show Vice President Harris with a slight edge, but we've seen how quickly things can change. In 2016, Trump was trailing in Michigan, and yet he pulled off a victory that shocked the nation. In 2020, he faced a similar fate, but this time he lost by a razor-thin margin. What's the lesson here? Don't count him out. As he steps onto that stage tonight, he'll be acutely aware of the history. He's been here before, and he knows the importance of every word he utters. He'll address inflation, a topic that resonates deeply with Americans who are feeling the pinch at the grocery store and the gas pump. He'll likely talk about the auto industry, touting his administration's efforts to bring jobs back to Michigan, to breathe life into a sector that has been struggling. But there's also the undercurrent of danger that looms over this event. The assassination attempt has thrown a shadow over the campaign, and both sides are already playing the blame game. Trump's team is pointing fingers at Democratic rhetoric, while Harris's camp is pushing back, blaming Trump for his divisive policies. It's a familiar dance, a political tango that distracts from the real issues at hand. And what about the man behind the gun? Ryan Wesley Ruth, the suspected attacker, paints a troubling picture. His social media presence reveals a man grappling with conflicting ideologies, a political chameleon who has been radicalized in the shadows of the internet. It's a stark reminder of the dangers we face in a world that's becoming increasingly polarized. When a person feels so lost, so filled with rage, it's a ticking time bomb. As Trump prepares to take questions from the audience, you can bet there will be a mix of supporters and skeptics in the crowd. Some will be there to cheer him on, to chant his name, while others will be ready to challenge him, to hold him accountable. It's the beauty and the chaos of a town hall. It's raw, it's real, and it's unfiltered. Tonight he'll have the chance to connect with the people, to remind them of the promises he made and the vision he has for America. He'll likely share his thoughts on the future, the direction he believes the country should take. But there's also the reality that hangs over him, a reminder that not everyone is on his side, that there are those who would rather see him silenced. As the clock ticks down to the start of the event, one can't help but wonder how history will remember this moment. Will it be a turning point in the campaign, a rallying cry for his supporters, or will it serve as a reminder of the fragility of life and the lengths to which some will go to express their discontent? Flint, Michigan is more than just a venue tonight. It's a microcosm of America, a place where hope and despair coexist, where the fight for the soul of the nation continues. So, as Trump steps onto that stage, he does so not just as a candidate, but as a symbol of a divided nation, a man who has faced adversity and is determined to rise above it. The stakes are high, the tension palpable, and the world is watching. What will he say? How will the crowd react? Only time will tell.